Hello everyone, this is RadioMMU, your ultimate multimedia team. I'm DJ Coffee Addict, and if I name didn't say anything else, then this means the title is about to be coffee related stuff. Yeah. Whether you like coffee or not, that has been. I'm going to say it here. Coffee itself is actually being awesome. Yeah. And it helps people concentrate, boosting energy, and contrary to popular belief, it does not like some sort of trading your energy to some sort of devil or some sort of. It just straight out give you more concentration and more energy and help you better at homework. Even even as the how do I say? Yes. Oh my god. Yeah. Okay. 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 So yeah, I'm a coffee addict. I know his sound doesn't very credible, but yeah, the coffee is very awesome and it helped me concentrate while doing my homework. And in Malaysia, it's surprisingly widely used, although there were also some demographic that doesn't like coffee itself, because they believe that coffee itself brought like sleep yeah, sleep deprivation, high blood pressure, and even like somehow for some way some even believe that it will slowly chip away your life. Of course there were some of it were technically true. For example, the high blood pressure. About the high blood pressure itself is kind of a mixed bag. Of course, drinking coffee because since the coffee itself is a stimulant, it will definitely raise your blood pressure, but not as the degree make you immediately become uh, danger level. So yes, it will rising a bit, also only make you feel a bit heartbeat a bit faster and body feel a bit more, how do I say, having some sort of thing that stuff into your bloodstream. And in that case, people would definitely say, hey, high blood pressure bad. But the truth is, as long as the high blood pressure itself wasn't reach a danger level, that you will be fine. And actually there were no record of people died of over over drinking coffee itself, since the the coffee actually is pretty mild in comparison to what other people think. Like even espresso, you need to drink a lot of espresso to actually die from it, or you could say intoxicated by the coffee itself. And even the case that were recorded, there were death by caffeine how to say consumption, that it actually because of the pills itself, the caffeine pill, where it was a pure caffeine, and people overdose on it. But as long you don't do that, that you just normally drink coffee like once a day, you will be fine. And for those who still believe the coffee itself will automatically bring the blood pressure to the danger level, then yeah, you could bring out the report, but the report is surprisingly inaccurate. How do I say? Because the demographic they interview, or some of the people were already having their own health issue, like actually overworking, or actually they are old, or etc. That already have own health issue, while the coffee actually didn't contribute much to the health issue itself. Of course, some people who have health issue, like maybe some weak heart and all that, definitely shouldn't drink coffee. But the normal average people should handle it fine and dandy. Yeah. So yeah, and kind of funny about the coffee history is about the coffee bean itself. First, the coffee wasn't just made for us to drink coffee. Of course, it was actually used for killing insects, because itself were trying to intoxicate the insects to prevent getting eaten by the insects to in order to survive as a plant. And of course, and the caffeine, the amount of caffeine, they only enough to kill an insect, but not enough to actually kill a human being, at least not in the normal way. So in some way, that I do believe in Malaysia there are a lot of people who still have a very bad impression about the coffee itself, and I sincerely hope that people will, considering maybe try at least try it. If you don't like it, then you can quit it. But if you still find it fine as your, as if you're drinking coffee, you found yourself at the better situation, then I do kind of advise that you drink it once a day, like without sugar and all that. Then it could minimize the health issue. Like you could just buy like some sort of pure instant coffee, like black coffee itself. You can mix it with milk and avoid the sour taste within the coffee. This is how I like to drink my coffee, as a no sugar latte. And since I'm studying in college, so I need to wake up very early to ride public transport. At the normal degree, if without coffee, that I couldn't actually like wake up early and while still have energy, and I will be likely to be missed out on my class, or the lecturers like lecturing. When he lecturing, maybe I will be sleeping on the table. So this is definitely not a good things to happen to you. So you could try drink a cup of coffee to maybe get your energy boost, to help your brain to be a lot more focused. Since the stimulant itself is still has its own benefit, of course, and negative too, but I still believe the positive outweigh the negative, because although yeah, when you're a bit more, like, how do I say, when you just so-called addicted to coffee, but it wasn't facing any major health issue, but yeah, it sure is having the itch to drink coffee every single morning. Yeah, that was sure. And another thing is people considering about the budget of the coffee itself. But the truth is, the if you're just drinking normal black coffee, that it actually didn't cost much. At least not in the way that you think. Like you think when you bought some like black coffee, it was like a jar of like instant like grinder coffee, and it was surprisingly expensive, like 34 to 50 ringgit. And it was expensive, like look expensive, but when you just like getting 1 or 2 scoop per day, that actually didn't cost much. In fact, it's very cost effective. And maybe as a coffee drinker, I also believe the Starbucks itself is kind of overrated, because they just way more sugar than coffee itself. Okay, so I digress. Right now about the coffee itself, I do believe the positive of it. Like it helped me more focus, it helped me get through class, and it definitely helped me during my study career. Even during middle school, like the SPM, and SPM itself is very stressful, and I need to focus on the class that I didn't interested in, like Bahasa Melayu or like sejarah. Those subject is really hard for me to focus, and I couldn't focus at all. And once I actually brew my own coffee in the bottle, and I brought it to school, and whenever I couldn't focus, I drink it a bit to make myself focus by using the caffeine itself to help me boost my focus, boost my concentration. And it helped me a lot during my study, and definitely avoid me to sleep during class. So, so how about that? If you still argue the coffee itself is still bad, like how do I, like people just straight up believe that it is some sort of like energy draining. Like once you get the energy, then later on you'll get tired, which is not the case. But unfortunately, we still have to fall down to the mortal realm and talk about the negative of the coffee. First of all, of course, health issue. Like I forgot, to be fair, yeah, I think I kind of guilty of, yeah, I kind of guilty of it. Like there were time where I just way too addicted to it, and I drank like 3 cups per day, and I just straight out ruined my entire sleep schedule, and I literally couldn't sleep well until like 3 p.m. 3 in the afternoon, and I just sleep here, and I sleep instead of sleep like normal schedule. And entire day I just felt like very tired, because I never get my body schedule up. And other thing is the my health issue. I currently don't face any major health issue, but yes, my blood pressure is indeed high. But I do believe that it is some sort of like a data bias. It's not because that I drink coffee, but rather because of my diet itself. So the coffee wasn't the guilty of it, of course, but it's still some sort of variables to be calculated within it. So and another thing about the coffee itself is the fact that in the end, the coffee itself actually tastes terrible for people, and this is the could be a valid reason for people to not drink coffee, since how do I say, coffee is very 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 bitter, bitter as hell. So you couldn't just say straight out just handle the taste in the first try. Like if you still don't believe me, you can just straight up bought a espresso from random coffee store, and then when you try to drink it, maybe you're having the urge to just straight up throw out. And another reason is, of course, the sleep deprivation itself is a very complex issue, because sleep deprivation then can be also affected by different factor, not just coffee, and like the stress itself, and even some maybe you have something to work at midnight and you need coffee, so it's just kind of like a very very different scenario. It really dependent, like yeah. So the issues of health, yes, the issue of health the way the coffee could bring is minimal, but in the end you still have to take it within the moderation. Either way, you either waste your money on the coffee, or the maybe you could bring your life to kind of like an unhealthy degree if you drink too much coffee. And for my personal experience is the coffee effect, yes, it definitely affect me by a lot. Like even the middle school, I still have to wake up early, even while study. Right now that I still having consume coffee a lot, and there were times where I just felt like my heart wasn't feel right. Yeah, of course, they have to take into consideration, of course, and it is genuine risk that is kind of like a mild annoyance in my body. Because when you consume the coffee itself, then and your body also also want to like how to expel the caffeine quick as how much you drink. So okay, so the coffee you should drink in within moderation, and of course this is not like a health advice. So if you have any issues regarding of your diet, then you have to consult your doctor, not the random coffee addict that was talking on radio, of course. And and before I close the topic, I also like to talk about the history of the coffee itself, the impact that it actually brought into society. You see, the coffee is act as a stimulant instead of a depressant like the alcohol. And during 1600 years, and coffee is starting to become a very popular drinks that replace the alcohol drinks. So coffee have and the people at university has started a club about just having a coffee cafe, just drinking coffee and discussing about ideas. And this had actually led to many science breakthrough back in the day. Even as of right now, there were many people who consume coffee because of the effect where it could just bring you the energy to actually do some critical thinking, to make you do more focus on your work and all that. And you could even argue that coffee actually has brought our society at the very high technological level. Although it's kind of like a stretch, of course, but it's still a noteworthy stuff to talk about. So I would like to know more about your opinion upon the coffee itself. Like what kind of coffee you like to drink, or do you like the coffee or not, or you could even criticize my coffee drinking habit and all that. Uh, I would also like, yeah, it would be lovely to for the viewers to lay down their opinion. And of course, this is DJ Coffee Addict, And thank you for listening to Radio MMU, the only form of multimedia. Okay, the only form of media in this university. And thank you for listening. Thank you.